ladies, thanks for being here today. I appreciate your support. Today, I am going to give you 6 foundational tips, habits, lifestyle changes, things that you can incorporate in your day-to-day to help you start losing weight, feeling better, have more energy, have better digestion. If you're in a place where you want to lose some weight, but you're not ready to track calories or macros, you're just not there yet, but you do want to start feeling better. So these 6 tips can be very, very effective and useful at helping you on that journey of weight loss. So let's just get into it. Thanks for being here today. My name is Cynthia Williams. I'm an integrative nutrition practitioner. I have been in this industry for well over 20 years. I've seen it all. I've tried it all. I've done that diet. I've done that workout. And I have finally settled into, I would say over the last 10 years or so, what works. And it's the foundations. It's the basic principles of eating whole foods, strength training, moving my body throughout the day, getting good sleep, water, all of those things. And this is what I try to help my women clients with, is just getting back to the basics and being consistent with those basics, and it will help you to reach your goal. Tip number 1 is eating 40 grams of protein in the morning within an hour of waking. If we are 35 and older, 45 and older, we are starting to have hormonal shifts. And those hormonal shifts are leading us or making us more vulnerable to easy weight gain. One of the things that we can do to help blunt that is by increasing our protein intake, and especially first thing in the morning. We want to stimulate what's called muscle protein synthesis. And this is the stimulus that estrogen helps to promote or stimulate in the body to help us stay lean and healthy and have good energy. So as we're having this decline of estrogen, we've got to get this stimulus another way, and that would be through protein in the morning. So starting your day off with 40 grams of protein is a simple, easy way to start stimulating change. I also can't tell you how many of my women clients, when I put this into their weekly goals, that they are to have 40 grams of protein within an hour of waking, within 2 to 3 weeks, are writing back in their check-ins how much more energy they have throughout the day, that they find themselves eating less throughout the day because they feel full and they're more satiated, less snacking. So that is a great way to start the day off and stimulate a good solid calorie burn of sorts, but also to reduce overall calorie intake for the day. Tip number 2 is eating fiber. You should have some source of fiber at every single meal. Ideal sources of fiber are berries, vegetables, sprouted grains, sprouted oats, potatoes. Things of that nature are really good carbohydrate sources that give us fiber, that help us to feel full. Not only that, it helps to reduce our insulin spikes or our glucose response to food, which is a big contributor to weight gain and water retention. When our insulin spikes or we have a lot of glucose floating around in the bloodstream, we are going to hold water, and that's going to make us feel bad. It's going to give us bloating. It's going to give us gas. It's going to give us gastric distress. And so one of the easiest ways to blunt that is eating fiber. Also, research shows that if you eat fiber, there was a study done where they ate lentils in the evening, so beans, lentils, chickpeas, something like that, and it had an effect on their breakfast this next morning when they had a high glucose loading breakfast like pancakes or muffins, think something like that. Still having those beans or those lentils in the gastric tract from the night before helped to slow that insulin response. Now, I'm not saying that to give you a gateway into eating pancakes and muffins for breakfast. We should be having that 40 grams of protein for breakfast. But why I'm telling you that is the effect, the compounded effect that having fiber in your diet, how it doesn't only affect you in that specific meal, it has longer term effects that help with your overall health, which will help you with your weight loss. Number 3 is move your body. And I'm not talking about exercise, I'm talking about your overall activity throughout the day. And there's this little saying that you only sit down to eat or sleep. This is speaking to outside of those 8-hour work days, before you go to work, after you go to work, you sit down to eat or sleep, and that's it. You find yourself doing things around the house with the kids, cleaning, running errands, going to the grocery. whatever that may be for you throughout the day, but you don't come home from work and you just sit down and veg out more on the couch. We're moving throughout the day. We're increasing our overall activity. That's called your NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and it's one of the actual top ways that we burn calories throughout the day. You burn more calories a day in NEAT than you actually do in your exercise. So finding ways to increase activity throughout the day, more ways to be up on your feet, is a great way to increase your calorie burn to help with your weight loss, right? Because it's calories in versus calories out at the end of the day. Number 4 is reduce or just altogether omit alcohol. Not only is alcohol a lot of excess calories, the bigger issue when it comes to alcohol is the inhibition that lies with it. When we start to have alcohol, we start to make decisions that aren't typically don't help us towards our long-term goals. We're making more decisions for the ease and the convenience or the instant gratification of now versus what we're really trying to work for. So yes, alcohol has a lot of unnecessary calories. It's 7 calories per gram. It's almost as high as fat, which fat is the highest macronutrient, calorie. Alcohol is number 2 at 7 calories per gram. If you're having multiple drinks, multiple nights a week, you are really making it hard for yourself to lose weight and to change your body composition. The amount of calories that come in with alcohol and then the inhibition that tends to follow when we have excess calorie consumption that ends up blowing your day, blowing your week, and setting you back a couple days and just putting you on that constant wheel of frustration of, doing really good for a couple of days and then you blow it. Doing really good for a couple of days and then you blow it. And you're just in this perpetual cycle of frustration and just not feeling good. And so you have to make hard decisions sometimes, especially when it comes to weight loss. Weight loss is not easy, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. And I would say sustaining weight loss is even harder than doing the initial weight loss. So working on mindset, lifestyle, habits, thought patterns, all of those pieces when it comes to weight loss, you have to address as well, or else it's not going to be sustainable. Number 5 is strength training. Ladies, nothing will shift your composition and change the way that you look like traditional strength training will. Nothing. You have to put some weightlifting into your routine. If you want to lose weight, and I should quit saying lose weight, we want to lose fat, right? We don't want to lose muscle tissue. We want to reduce fat tissue. So if you want to reduce fat tissue and have more muscle tissue, you have to strength train. Traditional strength training, not HIIT classes, not boot camp classes, not Pilates, none of those things. Those things are fine to pepper in here and there, but those types of workouts done consistently, you cannot progress with those and you cannot continue to stimulate new change in the body. You just can't do it. The way that the exercises are programmed, it doesn't allow for it. You have to do traditional strength training. So if you can find a way to get 2 or 3 traditional strength training sessions in a week and really focus on your form, your range of motion, and progressively overloading meaning increasing your weight, increasing your reps, your sets, your range of motion, the time under tension, things like that to stimulate change, your body will thank you. You will be so pleased with how you are starting to look, how you're starting to feel, the differences in your hormones, your sleep, all of that kind of stuff. Strength training. I can't tell you enough how much strength training can do for your body. Number 6, stop fasting. If you are a woman over the age of 40, stop fasting. I, again, cannot tell you how many women clients start with me who are fasting and who wear a badge of honor that they're not hungry. And I can't, the first thing out of my mouth is not being hungry equals a slow and sluggish metabolism. You should be hungry every 3 to 4 hours. We do not want to fast over the age of 40. You are working against yourself. You're elevating cortisol levels, which is going to elevate insulin levels, which is going to increase bloat, water retention, chronic systemic inflammation in your body. It is going to make you feel like everything that you're doing is working against you no matter how hard you try. So we want to eat every 3 to 4 hours. This goes back to tip number 1, having 40 grams of protein within an hour of waking. Then we want to eat every 3 to 4 hours, trying to get 30 to 40 grams of protein each meal every 3 to 4 hours, and then somewhere between 5 and 10 grams of fiber with each meal as well, shooting for that 30 grams of fiber a day. We want this high revved metabolism going. And what the beauty of that is when you have this high revved metabolism, hunger, and you're feeding it the right things, you're getting the protein, you're getting the fiber, you have so much more flexibility when it comes to what you're eating and how much you're eating, and you can live life better. I mean, I don't know how many women that I work with that are just, they avoid food in social situations because they're so worried that if they eat this, they're going to wake up 5 pounds heavier the next day. By building lean muscle tissue, by eating consistently 3 to 4 times or every 3 to 4 hours throughout the day, getting good sleep, managing your stress, getting good fiber in, stop the fasting, doing these types of things, these habit, lifestyle, thought pattern changes will make a huge difference in your ability to lose weight, to sustain weight, and your flexibility with life. I like to eat. I want to eat. I want to enjoy parties I go to. I want to enjoy vacations I go to. And I don't want to be worried the entire time that I'm on vacation that I'm going to come home 6 pounds heavier. I don't want to be bloated and miserable 3 days in on my vacation in a bikini. I don't like any of those kind of things. So I stick to these foundational principles. I work on strength training and eating good sources of protein and fiber and all the things that I'm talking about today. And that has me at the age of 46 in a really good, healthy position that gives me a ton of flexibility in my day-to-day. And that's what I want for all of you women as well. I want you to feel good. I want you to know how good it feels to feel good. So, okay, those are my 6 tips. I hope you incorporate them. I do want to say at some point, these tips are great and they will help you get started on your health journey and your weight loss journey. At some point though, you will have to start tracking your food. You have to learn about the quality of food, the intake of food, how to make good meals, how to, prep a plate and all those kind of things in order to keep weight loss sustainable. I know it sounds cumbersome. I know it seems like a lot of work, or it's just, it's kind of just, I don't want to do it. Totally get it. Totally get it. But if you would just do that work once, be done, learn the information, then you have it for a lifetime. Then you're good to go. So, okay, you can find all my information at CynthiaWilliamsWellness.com. Thank you for being here today. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.